Hi everyone and welcome to Bit Knits. I'm Marlise and today is another What Did I Make Wednesday. I've got a lot on my hooks and not a lot of progress to show you. I managed to get a couple things finished. I worked on one or two things minimally, did not finish. And I started something. So we've got a lot going on, but really not a lot of actual items to show. But let's jump right into it. We're going to start off really short and sweet and small. These are little flower appliques that I have on my channel as a tutorial. I like to make a bunch of them and then string them up into a garland. So I've made 8 in this sort of dark purple pink color, and I still have to weave in all the ends and then attach them to the chain. But I do have it started, just not finished. So I have 8 of these, a lot of ends. They're not too bad, especially if you're going to use them as an applique or on a garland. You can kind of tie them off in the back and you don't have to really sew them in, weave them in too well. And especially if you're using them as an applique on another piece of fabric, you can just use these ends to sew them in. So that won't take very long. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. These have been sitting on my desk where I can see them. I just kind of push them to the side. So there's those. I've got 8 of those done, half a project done. I did manage to make a bolero. And this is just made with the Caron All Day cotton. I forget what the color name was of this, but it's a nice gray, pink, white, purple type colorway. And I used, I think, 3 whole skeins of this colorway. That's all I had. So I made it sort of like a medium to a large. And they just kind of sit up around your neck, and you can make them as long as you want in the front and the back, and then you just work the sleeves. So these are like 3/4 sleeves because I ran out of yarn. I did put a single crochet border on both of the sleeves and around the neck and on the bottom, so it kind of looks more finished. But this is really cute. It's a fun pattern. I will link the pattern down below, but I believe it is Hey Hey Crochet, and she has a tutorial on YouTube, so check that out. Really fast and easy. It's a granny stitch, and it comes out super cute. This is the second one I've made, and I love it. This one did take me a little bit longer, and I don't know if it was because I was using the cotton yarn or if I just wasn't in the mood after I got so far into it. I think I had the body done and then half a sleeve, and I just kind of set it down and I wanted to do other things. But I did manage to pick it up, and it's a quick make. You could probably make this in a day if you spent a lot of time just focusing on this, but I didn't. This one took a couple days for me, but came out really cute, and I'm super happy with this. The next finished item, and this is the second finished item out of 2. So the bolero sleeves, that was one item that I actually started and finished. This is the second one. This is a vintage crochet pattern, and it's just a doily. So I recently posted a video of me making this, and it's kind of a tutorial, but not really, because I was kind of working it on camera from a doily that I had that's probably 80-90 years old that has been passed down to me. And that doily was made with like the crochet cotton thread yarn. I wanted to try to recreate that pattern, only with a little bit bigger weight yarn, a little bit bigger crochet hook, and see what I came up with. So if you're interested in seeing what the original of this looked like, I will link that video here so you can go check that out. You can see what I did to recreate this, and if you're interested in creating one for yourself, you can kind of follow along with what I did, and I think you'll get the hang of it. It's not super difficult. If you know crochet, you'll be able to pick it up. So it's just a really nice pattern. You've got these double crochet sections separated by chains, and you start in the center. So let's see if I can hold this up a little bit better. You start in the center there. See if we can get some light on it. There, and then you work these double crochet sections separated by the chain 2 spaces. You increase to a certain amount, and then you start to decrease, and as you're decreasing, you need to add in those chain spaces to fill in those gaps. So this one I have not blocked at all. I haven't done anything. I have it currently on a piano ledge that has like some flowers and things on it, and so I have it under that as just sort of decor, and I really like how this colorway came out. I love the pattern. I would 100% make this again. The yarn that I use for this is the Mary Maxim bamboo stripes, I think, and I'm not sure if it exists anymore. I think maybe you can get some colorways at Walmart. I'm not sure, but I know that I got this, I think, at Mary Maxim, and I want to say it was in like a mystery type bag. I love it. Super happy that I tried to do it. That looking at the vintage original doily, I've been looking at that thing for years, and now that I know how to crochet and I know how to dissect those stitches, I really wanted to recreate it and make it modern and new. And I think I did a pretty good job. It wasn't as hard as I thought. Super happy with this. And I've got a bunch of other kind of vintage pieces around that I think I'm going to try to do the same thing with. We'll see. It took a long time to film and everything just because I was looking at the original and then trying to recreate it sort of live on camera. It was a little bit more difficult than I thought, but it was super fun, and I'm so happy that I did it. So check that video out if you're interested in making something like that that is a vintage pattern, and you can use any kind of yarn. You can even use a crochet thread and a really small steel hook. You'll just get it on a much smaller size, or you can use like a 4-weight yarn and you'll get a much bigger size. You could probably make this into like a table runner or a tablecloth or something. Just a lot of different things you could use that for depending on the size that you make. All right, so everything else that I have left is either things that I've been working on for a while or things that I started and did not finish. So we've got 3 more things to go through. These are things that I still have hooks and yarn attached to. The first one is a top, and I'm using the Peaches and Cream stripey. This colorway is Quiet Dahlia, so it is a nice pink, light pink hues in there, and it does stripe up, as we can see. So this is the Willow top by Passionate Goods or Passionate Kelsey, and I will link that tutorial down below. I was so excited to make another top because I just made the Lily top not too long ago. So I was really excited to do another top, and this one is just taking forever and I cannot get into it. It is using single crochets. So first of all, that takes a long time, and you're doing back loop only throughout the whole thing, and it's just tedious. It's a good project to do if, you're just sitting watching TV or something and you're just doing the single crochets. I don't know, it's just taking me forever. But anyway, it sits up like this on your neck, and then it'll go around your chest on this part. So I still have some length to add to it, and then I have to do the straps. So I'm not like far off from finishing it, but I still have some work to do. But I like how it's striping up, and I like the look of it. It's a nice look doing the back loop only. because you get sort of a ridged edge. And I'm using a 5mm hook for this one. So that is on my hook right now. I am hoping to finish this by next week, if not sooner. So you might see a finished version of that next week. The other project that I've been working on for quite a few weeks now is the Star Blanket. This is a free pattern by Jada and Stitches. It's on her blog website, and I will link that below. And I'm using the Willow Yarn Wheels in the colorway Kingfisher with a 5.5mm crochet hook. I've got this left and another whole cake of this. I have not worked on this much at all. Here is my stitch marker from the last time I showed you, which was probably 2 weeks ago. And where is my end? Here's the end. So I've worked probably just 2 rows. That's it. The further along you get in these type of blankets, the longer it takes to get around one time. And so I just haven't made it around very many times. But I love how these blankets or pieces come out. I've got another one on my table right here that is made with the same willow yarn, just a different colorway, and I absolutely love that. It's a green, orange, yellow. It's very like maybe summery in a way, fall-ish, I guess. I love that one. I wanted to make another one to kind of change up the color at some point. Maybe use this one in the winter time. We'll see. So not much progress on this at all, but it's a super easy pattern. Really doesn't take much thought. You just have to remember that on every 3rd round, you're changing up the pattern a little bit. And finally, a project that I wasn't intending on starting or working on or even in my brain until fairly recently. I started this yesterday, and it is going to be a 8-point star blanket piece. This is actually a crochet along that Sally from Nanny Moon's Crochet is hosting over the next few weeks, and I thought it would be fun to do a crochet along, send in my progress, and she likes to show everybody's progress on different projects, or even if you just send her in some of your current whips or finished items that you've been working on, she'll show those on her channel, and it's fun to get ideas and inspiration from all of the different types of projects that come in and that she shows. So she is hosting a crochet along, and it is a star blanket. She has linked a pattern that I think she's going to be using. So if you go on her channel and on that video, I'll link that video for you, and then you can find all of the information if you're interested in joining in on this crochet along. So I'm going to show you what I've done so far, and this is just very little work that I've gotten done on it, which I did last night. Here is my 8-point star, and it's kind of curling up right now, and I've got some ends. I have tried to keep up with my ends, so I've done the ends for the sort of the first few rows that I've done, but I have not done it for the last couple. I knew I wanted to do this blanket and this crochet along. I went to my yarn shelves, my yarn closet, and I was looking, and I realized I didn't really have enough acrylic yarn in multiple different colors. But I did recently get a bunch of the Big Twist Value Pound yarn. So I've got it in this color, which is the color that I am on right now. I have it in this sort of coral color, and I have it in the purple. The gray I got, I think it's like, it doesn't have a wrapper on it, so it's not banded, and I can't remember if I got it from Hirschner's or Mary Maxim, but I think it was like just a mystery 4-weight acrylic yarn 2-pound bag or something of just whatever yarn that they had extra or however they do it. So I have a ton of gray. So I knew I could use the gray and have enough to get around and around and around for the size that I want to do. And then obviously I've got a bunch of these colors in that value pound for the big twist. So I'm going to make it in these colors, just alternate every 2 rows. I started with the purple and then I went to gray and then I did the coral, then I did the gray. Now I'm on the pink, the fuchsia or the dark pink maybe. And then I'm going to do gray and then I'm just going to repeat or mix up the colors in some way. So this is my progress after 1 day, which is pretty good. It's a fun pattern. I'm kind of tweaking it a little bit, just my personal preference on how I do like the granny stitch and things like that. The YouTube video, I think it's by Her Science. If you're a beginner, it's probably not where you want to start, but it's for just a general sort of pattern on how to do like a granny shell stitch star blanket. It works, but it did take me a few times watching certain parts to see what was going on, if that makes any sense. It took me a couple times to figure it out, but we're off and rolling now, and hopefully I will have more progress to show you next week. This crochet along lasts, I think, 6 weeks, so up until the end of June, I believe, and I'm just going to keep going and going until that time and see how big I get my 8-point star blanket. So I did work on some things, didn't get a lot of progress done on other things, but that's okay. I think we just gravitate towards what our moods are, what we're feeling like working on. I've been really busy at work. I've been trying to read a little bit more, so I've been doing some other things, doing some other crafting with my daughter, trying to get some yard work done now that we've got some warmer weather and everything is just growing. So there's a lot of other stuff that I've had to work on and take care of. But I'm super excited to keep working on this project. I want to work on my other star blanket or tablecloth doily thing. And of course, I want to finish some more summer tops and things like that. So I've got a lot of things that I want to get done and not enough time in the day. So I hope everyone has a really happy crochet or knit day. If it's nice outside, enjoy the weather. I appreciate you, as always, coming and spending just a little bit of your day here with me. And until next time, happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy crafting. Bye.